Imagine being able to integrate language learning easily into your daily routine. Well, it's actually very easy to do. In this video, I'm going to share 10 easy and creative ways to integrate English learning, Spanish learning, language learning into your everyday life. First up, let's begin with your morning routine. When you wake up and you're still in bed, you can try thinking and speaking to yourself in English. Everything you're doing. Like, I am yawning right now, I am stretching right now, I'm brushing my teeth. Describe everything you're doing as you're getting ready. This is a very powerful practice, and language learners usually lack vocabulary that people use in everyday lives. We might know a lot of complicated words, especially if we studied the language at school or at university, but when it comes to basic everyday routines, we struggle so much. This little trick can really help you get into the habit of using English right when you wake up. Because I know how hard it is to build a new habit, and language learning is a habit. And that's why it's a lot easier to tie it to something that you already do regularly. While getting dressed, why not saying something like, I'm putting on a t-shirt, I'm putting on a sweater in different languages you're learning. I'm gonna show you how it's gonna work. Let's say you just wake up and then you start practicing your target language. I'm gonna get my bed ready to show you how I usually talk to myself in the morning. So you're waking up, what can you say? I have just woken up, if you're learning English. In Spanish, I'm gonna say, acabo de despertarme. I am yawning. Estoy bostezando. I don't want to get out of bed. No quiero salir de la cama. I have to get up because I have to work and make money. Tengo que levantarme porque tengo que trabajar y ganar dinero. Being an adult is hard. Ser adulta is difícil. Spanglish. Ser adulta es difícil. So yeah, this is how you can do it. Whatever you're thinking in your head, try to translate it in your target language. If it's funny, if it's serious, it will help you a lot, especially the actions that you're doing. Like, I'm yawning, or I'm getting up, I'm getting out of bed. Like, how do you say that in your target language? Of course, this is just one example. You can be doing that while brushing your teeth, while making breakfast, while working, while doing your night routine. Of course, right now, I don't do this in English anymore just because I know all of these expressions. I feel pretty confident talking about my daily routine. However, in Spanish, I benefit from this practice a lot. Because when I don't know a specific word or expression in Spanish, what I tend to do is I tend to use Spanglish. Because in Mexico, especially among certain people, Spanglish is extremely common. And so long term, this is not how I want to be improving my Spanish. I want to be able to just speak Spanish and not rely on English. And when I teach myself to describe all the things that I do every day, it really helps me increase my vocabulary and feel more confident when I talk to native speakers. Now let's move on to your breakfast time. I decided to call it your breakfast playlist. This is another example of habit stacking, and this approach can be extremely powerful for those of you guys who struggle with time management when it comes to language learning. While making breakfast and while having breakfast, maybe you can turn on some music in English or listen to audiobooks in English or your favorite podcast in English. This way you're creating this immersive environment around yourself and you're teaching your brain to get used to hearing English.
You can translate into English and many other languages.
What? Thank you, Siri. Now, I don't want to talk to you. Bye, Siri. Okay. The next easy way to practice English every day is to read the news. And I know a lot of people love doing that in the morning. Reading the news in general is very beneficial because it helps you be informed about all the things that are happening in the world. And you can also learn the language this way. The website I recommend for English learners is called News in Levels. It's great for beginners and intermediate students because sometimes while reading the news, it might be hard to understand all the complex advanced vocabulary, but maybe you're a beginner and you still want to read the news. So I found this article on this website about all the reasons why in the United States the school buses are yellow. And as you can see, you can change between the three levels, level 1, level 2, and level 3. I really like that you can listen to the audio recording. You have this section with all the difficult words. And if you click on level 3, what you will see is an actual video. So if you're more confident, you're feeling more advanced, you can watch the actual video about this topic. And of course, the articles are pretty short, so you can be drinking your morning coffee and reading something in English. And this is how we smoothly transition to using language learning tools. I do think that it's an easy way to integrate language learning into your everyday life. And in this video, I really want to share a resource that has made a huge difference in my language learning journey. Let me introduce you to my favorite language learning partner, Lingoda. Lingoda truly understands that everyone learns differently, and that's what makes it the perfect partner for tailoring your language learning to your goals and needs. With Lingoda, you can take classes 24/7, which means that I can fit language learning into my busy schedule. This flexibility is a game changer, especially if traditional schools don't really fit into your life. If you want to study the language early in the morning, like at 5 a.m. on Lingoda, you can do that. If you're a night owl and if you want to study English at 11 p.m., you can do that too. And let's talk about their teachers. Every class is led by highly qualified native level teachers who provide an amazing experience for all the students. During one of my Spanish classes about board games, my teacher changed his background to board games, like a background with a lot of different board games there, and we had to talk about his background. It was a lot of fun because all the board games were modern, something that people play very often nowadays. And all the teachers give you personalized feedback and guidance, so you know how to improve. Also, Lingoda offers amazing self-study tools that help you prepare for your lesson and then continue learning outside the classroom. This really helps me because I like revising the vocabulary and check the grammar before the class. I've been using Lingoda for over a year now, and I can confidently say that it has helped me improve my Spanish skills a lot. I look forward to every single class because I get to interact with other people, the teachers are amazing, and I learn a lot of vocabulary and grammar. I feel more comfortable in everyday situations and my speaking fluency has increased a lot.
Sí, soy de Rusia, pero ahora vivo en México, en la Ciudad de México, y creo que llevo 2 años, casi, o un poco más.
So if you're serious about improving your English or Spanish or any other language, I highly recommend Lingoda. It's tailored to your needs, whether you choose the flexible classes, the structured teams courses, or the intensive sprint challenge. Plus, you can save $25 by using my code Veronika. Or you can just click the link in my description and the code will be applied automatically. Okay, the next easy way to integrate language learning into your daily life is using social media in this language. Follow English-speaking influencers, search for content you're looking for on TikTok, and do all of this in your target language. Social media is something that most of us use daily, so why not make it educational? And guys, it's so easy to do. It's such an easy way to integrate English learning into your daily life. Recently, I started a new hobby, bouldering. And if I go to TikTok and I type in something like, go boulder with me, like something fun, Okay, there's so many videos already. Come climb with me as a beginner. It's perfect because I'm a beginner too. And so in this video, everything is in English. If you're interested in learning English, it's a nice way to learn a language. You're learning the things that people actually use, native speakers actually use. And you're also having fun because I love bouldering, it's a part of my life now, and so why not do it in a foreign language? I can do the same thing with Spanish. I can type in, let's go climb together in Spanish and watch videos in Spanish this way, instead of my native language, Russian. Because I know that I can already speak Russian, it's my native language, so why not spend this time doing something in a foreign language instead? Okay, the next easy way is very similar, but it's about using YouTube to learn the language. I know a lot of you guys are here because you love YouTube and you probably watch a lot of different videos every single day. So again, you can do this in a foreign language instead. If you do decide to watch videos on YouTube in different languages, I highly recommend creating separate accounts because sometimes when I log in my main account on YouTube and I see videos in Russian, in English, in Spanish, I'm like, okay, algorithm, thank you. It's not really something I'm looking for. And so that's why right now I have a lot of different YouTube channels, like separate accounts, right? An account for all the videos in Russian, an account for all the videos in English, and all the videos in Spanish. Because this way the algorithm works really well. It's only showing me videos in this language, and when I only want to practice Spanish, let's say, I'm not gonna get distracted with a lot of other videos in Russian from my favorite YouTubers. The next thing you can try is getting this 5-minute journal. Mine is in Spanish, that's why it's called El Diario de 5 Minutos, but the English version is actually very, very popular. You've probably seen it all over Pinterest, maybe all over Instagram, like all the girlies who love journaling, who love planning, they open this 5-minute journal and they write something they're grateful for every single day. I personally like this journal because it's in Spanish and I would improve my Spanish skills right now. I also like that I can do it every single day in the morning and in the evening. And yeah, I do think of something I'm grateful for, something that would make this day amazing, and I create my daily affirmation. And then at night before I go to bed, I write something that happened today that was just the best thing. And the second thing I write is, what have I learned today? It's a nice exercise to work on your emotional intelligence, to reconnect with yourself, to practice writing in a foreign language. And it just looks so cute. You know, the design of it, I like how it feels, this canvas moment. So yeah, I highly recommend getting this journal. I can see from going to their website that the 5-minute journal is available in English, in German, in French, in Spanish, in Korean. So see, you already have a lot of different options to choose from. Okay, the next easy, creative way to integrate language learning into your daily life is to cook in this language. Because we all cook, we all make meals because we have to eat. And so again, instead of doing that in your native language, you can look for recipes in English and Spanish in your target language. I think by now you can probably understand the main message of this video, which is just think of the things you do every single day and analyze how you can change those things to your target language. Instead of asking Alexa what the weather is in English, you can do that in Spanish. Or instead of doing that in Russian, you can do that in English. Instead of making a pasta dish and following all the instructions in your native language, why not do that in your target language, especially if you have a busy life and you don't learn the language every single day? My next idea is connected to food too, and it's writing shopping lists in English. It's a very practical way to expand your vocabulary and learn everyday items. And if your English is advanced and you're watching this video and thinking, it's too easy for me, you know, writing my shopping list in English, what about all the spices in English? What about turmeric and cloves and basil? Do you know all these words? Because usually even advanced learners struggle with spices and condiments in English. And also when shopping for all of your items, try to think in English when you select them. Oh, you see an apple, яблоко. Apple, manzana, making sure you know how to say this word in the language you're learning. And finally, for those of you who love using planners, calendars to set up your schedule, do that in your target language. Plan your day in English. Maybe you have a dentist appointment, maybe you need to call your mom. So write all of those things in English instead. This helps you integrate language learning into planning and organizing. And when someone asks you, oh, what are you gonna do today? You already have a list of all the things you need to do today in English. So during your class, it's going to be easier for you to describe your daily activities to your teacher. And again, it's an amazing way to build this solid base of your personalized vocabulary, of all the things that you do every single day. Because for someone, learning words connected to climbing and bouldering might sound advanced, but for me it's not advanced because it's a part of my daily life. So I do need to know how to say all of these words in Spanish and in English. So to wrap up this video, I think the main takeaway is going to be try to do things that you do every single day in your target language instead. Because this way it will help you build your own personalized vocabulary, all the things that you do every single day, all the words that you need in your daily life. Don't forget to check out Lingoda by clicking the link in the description. My link will give you $25 off. If you want to learn what I think about Duolingo, whether it's an effective tool or a way to waste a lot of time, make sure to click right here and keep on watching. It's an in-depth video about Duolingo, all the advantages and disadvantages of this app. So click right here and I'll see you there.